I think because we have undercounted ourselves and underestimated ourselves, we've quite forgotten that we were never a minority. As 1 billion African people on the face of the earth, we can create industries overnight if we decided that we don't wear no underwear we don't make. We don't eat no food that don't come from one of our farms. We don't sleep on no mattresses we don't make. We don't bury our loved ones in any coffins we don't make. We take the coffin industry away from the mafia. We've forgotten our great potential as a people.
Thank you for tapping in. This is Brian HRap B. Williams, the End of the Bench Media. Once again, it's on. This is a few minutes with HRap. Today, I'm going to talk about a lie. The lack of support. We need to support. That's a mantra that has been bandied about for decades now, and I am here to debunk that. Now, before we start, you already know, if you're not watching this live, you need to go to www.theendofthebench.com. TheEndOfTheBench.com. You can watch this in its entirety, and you watch the Black History video from Black History in Abundance on YouTube. Hey, do me a favor. Go to my page. Watch both of them. Watch both of them. Watch my program and go to Black History in Abundance and watch the things that they have. It is an excellent website. Man, it's an excellent YouTube page. Thank you. Now, hit like, hit subscribe, tell a friend to tap in. Now, I want to thank my parents, Dolores and John. Dolores is my mother. John is my father. They came together, created me, which allowed me to create this program and this platform. Thank you to my parents, and thank you for you guys for tapping in. Now, let's talk about this. The lie of blacks don't support blacks. Black people support black people to no end. We have allowed, again, this is an ongoing situation, and this is why I continue to talk about these things. These things are lies. This is a lie. This narrative has been put out there to create separation in our community. We have people in our community that believe this. Anytime something doesn't go exactly the way it's supposed to, or we need to do better. No, it's always room for improvement. For me to sit here and say that there's not room for improvement in the black community, that would be asinine, because everything in the history of the world has room for improvement except God. But what I want you to understand is this. This is the most important thing I want you to understand. The thing that I want you to understand the most is we over-index in everything we do. And what does over-index mean? That means we immerse ourselves into things. Once we get involved, we stick our feet in the mud. We grab hold to it and we don't let it go. What I want you to understand is this. Whereas we could support more, we do support to the utmost. What we have to do is stop buying into the narrative that has been given to us by the people who attempt to destroy and oppress us. That is the number one problem in America and Black America today. It's not lack of unity, because, hey, how many people do you support? If you start with yourself and expand outward, then all of a sudden you will see, wait a minute, we do these things that people continue to complain that we don't. What is it that makes us believe we don't? You have millions of opportunities in front of you to support, and you do so. But what we don't realize is a lot of the things that we support manifest themselves into white wealth. The power structures wealth is included in our success, and we usually follow these things up. The concept of soap operas were created so you can sell housing products, inner home products. That's why they're called soap operas, because they're selling dishwashing liquid and Tide and things of that nature, and all and things and toothpaste. So they're selling these things, Pine Sol, Mr. Clean and things of that nature. You're selling those things. So if that is the purpose of that business, who over-indexed on television? Black people. So if we're not supporting why do you think you have Dr. J back in the day selling Tic Tacs and chapstick? Because they wanted Black people to include themselves in that demographic. Hey, in 1984, Nike, the most powerful sneaker company in the world in 2025, they leased they subscribed to the Beatles, the song Revolution. They came out with the Air Nikes, and it was the hottest shoe in the world. And then this other guy came along and took them to the next level. Do you think they were angling towards us when they had the Beatles playing? No, they were angling towards another community. Later that year, this guy by the name of Michael Jeffrey Jordan came about. They had an Air Jordan campaign, and we took them right to the top. Were we support Nike, or we were supporting Michael Jordan? There's the lie. We were not supporting Nike. We were supporting the Air Jordan brand. Of course, we didn't, hey, we're only going to buy this shoe because it's Michael Jordan. But we bought into the Michael Jordan era. A couple of years later, 1986, we bought into the Bo Jackson era. We over-index in everything. Why do we buy Converse weapons? Because Magic Johnson was there. Because they did a commercial with Bernard King, Mark Aguirre, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. These guys were angling towards us. A lot of people, hey man, we need to support. No, that is a lie. We do that. It isn't that we don't support. We don't own. We don't own. The support is there. How many people in 1996, how many people in 1986 was drinking Gatorade? If any, not many in the community. You thought it was, you drank it and it was a bland, you expected a fruity drink, and it was a nutritious drink. It was an electrolyte. So you wasn't expecting a delicious, you were expecting something delicious, and it didn't pan out that way. 10 years later, they came out with this song, Like Mike. Now all of a sudden, Gatorade is the most popular drink in the world. Not because we over-index, this is the most delicious drink in the world. But if Michael Jordan is drinking it, you're going to McDonald's because all of a sudden Grant Hill, he drank Sprite and ate McDonald's. These are the things that they understand that we do, but then they put the narrative in front of us. We need to support more. This is a lie. This is a lie. We need to support more. We need to be more focused. We need to be more intentional. We need to not be afraid to say, I am supporting my community. But we don't. It's not a situation in which that we don't support who we are and what we are. I really need us to take that lie away from our community. Here in Chicago, here's the lie. Here in Chicago, we foolishly repeat this lie, but there are multiple restaurants, Lums on the south side of Chicago, people from the west side of Chicago, which if you have any idea, the south and the west side of Chicago, people don't traditionally shop, but people from the west side are familiar with Lums. People on the south side are familiar with Coleman ribs. We must stop foolishly repeating these lies. That's the problem. We hear a narrative created by the people who are up top to continue to create division. And what do? We live up to it. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We foolishly repeat the lie. We foolishly repeat the lie. Why? We need to know. Just because you opened up the 10,000th t-shirt company in the history of Chicago, how many t-shirts do we need? We don't need that many t-shirts. You must find things that are reusable. It's not that we don't support, but if everybody's opening up chicken shacks, everybody opening up restaurants, everybody's selling plates, who's doing the other things? See, you saw in the intro, Dr. John Henry Clark, he said we could take over industry. We can create whole industries overnight, but we can no longer foolishly repeat what we're hearing other people say about us. The whole black on black crime trope. There are 1,000,001 things that we're repeating that leads to the demise of our community. We do support each other. We have multiple examples of, because we supported it, it rose to the top. One of the greatest ones is in the mid-90s, or should it be? Actually, yes, the mid-90s. One of the most successful hip hop artists of the day and of all time, a guy by the name of James Todd Smith. You know him as LL Cool J. He was picked up by a jean brand called The Gap. The Gap gave him a national ad in primetime television, and he started rapping. And LL Cool J had the wherewithal to promote our business on a Gap ad. And 99% of the people outside of the culture didn't know. But when I say outside of the culture, I mean outside of hip hop culture. LL Cool J, go look it up on YouTube when you get a chance. Look up LL Cool J Gap ad and see if you picked up on it. He was rapping about why you should shop at Gap. And in the middle of it, he said, for us, by us. He gave FUBU free advertisement in a Gap ad. And guess what happened? FUBU became one of the biggest brands in the United States of America at that moment. How did they become that? You don't become one of the biggest brands in the United States of America if we don't foolishly repeat this lie. We don't support. We need to support more. No, we do need to support more. But it's not that we don't support. That guy is on the Shark Tank right now as one of the more affluent men in the United States of America today. How did he get there? Because we put him there. Next thing you know, FUBU went from an idea from two or three guys from LL Cool J's neighborhood on Farmers Boulevard, Queens, New York, to a brand that was being put coast to coast, border to border in stores. And then next thing you know, they were in Bloomingdale's and then Macy's, and then they were purchased. How is that possible if we don't support the concept of LL Cool J? The concept of LL Cool J. Hip hop culture was supported by Black people, coast to coast, border to border, and uplifted to the point where the people at the top, the financial big dogs, they said, oh, we can maximize this. Then what do you see? Oh, well, and then you have foolish people from our community and in the culture say, well, most of the time the crowd is filled with people that don't look like us, because the country is filled with people that don't look like us. But y'all want to brag about how we are trendsetters, how we set the pace. And we're trendsetters and setting this pace. Then what I want you to do is explain to me how other people are following us, coming to the rap concert, over-indexing it because we said it was cool, but we don't get credit for it. Stop allowing people to tell you what's going on. It is not what we do. It is what we don't do. What we don't do is not support. What we do is the support when we find something that is culturally appropriate, culturally uplifting. We go after it. 50 Cent is richer than he ever thought he would be because we supported him, whether it be through the mixtape era, through the album era, and now through television and movies. We went to his movie, we bought his music, we bought his mixtapes, and now we're watching his television shows on network television, on cable television, and now he's creating his own lane. So how is it that 50 Cent went from street level drug dealer to mixtape rapper to major label rapper to movie star to television star to television producer? Who's supporting that? We are. Walk up to someone outside of the community and ask them how they seen Power, Raising Canaan. In most cases, they have not. Why is it that nobody was paying attention to stars before 50 Cent became the star of stars? Because all of a sudden, you have people complaining that they're not getting enough money. He was complaining that he wasn't getting enough money because we put stars on the map. See, again, we over-index on things that are not owned by us in support of our brothers and sisters. So we must stop foolishly repeating the lie that we don't support. Because if you want to continue to foolishly repeat the lie that we don't support, you'll continue to mentally put yourself in prison. And what do I mean by mentally put yourself in prison? You'll trap yourself in the mind state that we can never overcome, and we would never survive. We would never get past the things that we have been trapped by. And that's just a lie. That is just a flat out lie, because there's never been a moment in this country where the vast majority of Black people didn't support Black people. We can go back to Duke Ellington, we did that. The Cotton Club, we did that. Rock and roll music, Little Richard, we did that. Chubby Checker, we did that. The Motown sound, we did that. The 70s soul, we did that. Disco music, we did that. The falsetto soul R&B era of the early 80s, we did that. Hip hop music, we did that. The black exploitation, we did that. So how is it that you're going to endlessly repeat a lie that we don't? Hey, Erykah Badu is not a household name, contrary to popular belief. Beyonce is a household name. Erykah Badu is a cultural name. The OJs are cultural. Parliament Funkadelic is cultural. They are near and dear to our hearts. They're not near. Are there people outside of the culture? Yes. There are people outside of the culture that they embrace and love those acts, but they are not doing what Beyonce is doing because they're primarily, as white comedian Gary Owens said, black famous. Chris Rock jokingly said on Kevin Hart show, "You black famous. You're not famous like me." How is it that you be black famous, but we don't support? Don't fall for the banana on the tailpipe. There are countless things. There are countless things in our community in which we are the exclusive supporters. We run those things, and nobody else can stake claim to us putting them on the map. You don't believe me? It's this one gentleman by the name of Tyler Perry. He went from sleeping in his car to multiple billions of dollars. His net worth is more than $1 billion. And all of a sudden, you don't want to tell me, oh, well, that's just one thing. Nah, it's multiple things. Again, the Jordan brand is dope because we said it was dope, and then everybody follows suit. Why don't we figure out a way to own things? And then once you own things, you'll be able to claim to and have proof that we do it. How many of y'all got degenerate because of Shaquille O'Neal? He doesn't own that, but we support it because we see Shaq's face. How many of y'all eat that Papa John's pizza? No comment. I don't need no lawsuit. How many of y'all would try that because you see in Shaq name? The reason they put these people on television because, for one, we watch more TV than anybody in this country. So if you're trying to sell something and we watch more TV than anybody, what does that mean? That means we are putting ourselves in a position to dominate because of ... Everybody, sorry about that technical difficulty. See, we need to over-index in AT&T and buy that, and my internet wouldn't be acting funny. But on the serious side, what we need to do is make sure we know what we're doing. We don't have time to pretend that or fall for the lies that are being told to us. Nobody can tell you what you do. Nobody can tell you what you can do. See, no disrespect. I'm gonna pull this back up. Sadly, 50 Cent has abandoned and exploiting his people for MAGA and the money. But see, that's not what. See, that's one of the issues that I have with our community. I'm gonna address this from that's a close personal friend of mine, J.A. Shabazz. What we do is I'm talking about supporting of the community. I'm giving you examples. I'm not talking about let's support this guy. What I'm saying is I'm giving examples of the support that we provide. Now, if you take that support and you don't do what you should do, that's another conversation. And I'm not excoriating you, and I'm not attempting to scold you on that. But what I want us to do is focus on the topic at hand. The topic at hand is we actually do support. And hey, personally, me and you will have a conversation off air, Jay. about that very thing, text me. I got another podcast after this, and we can have that conversation. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have that conversation, because I want people to understand I encourage people to do exactly what my brother just did. This is my man right here. So I'm not, oh man, don't do that. No. But what I want us to focus on is, even though me and Jay feel that 50 Cent went left with our support, what we have to do is understand we put him in a position to go left. We put him in a position to go left. And that's the point. The point is, we made it so you can go left, not having the ability to go left. Because guess what, brothers and sisters? Had we not supported, like people say we don't support, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to go left. Am I glad that he went left? No. Am I upset with my brother Jay? Because me and this dude been knowing each other since we had teen in our age, and now we're in our 50s. So I'm not gonna say, oh man, don't do that, man. No, I'm trying. No, please, if anybody else want to put a comment like that in the chat room, please do. I embrace those conversations, even live on air, because those conversations, for one, gonna make me a better podcaster. 2, it creates conversation. And 3, it shows that me and Jay can have a disagreement about when and where to have that conversation, but still be brothers. See, there are a million things working at all times. It's like we are part of one gigantic structure. And it's like a billion atoms moving. And guess what? If one atom bumps into another atom, it's not going to explode. It's just, hey, now it goes a different way. But back to the point, we got to stop foolishly repeating these tropes that we don't support. Right now, it's time for Black History. I'm going to show you this video, and I'm going to show you something that unequivocally, without a doubt, it shows that we do support. Because this video, I'm going to show you, we the only people in this crowd. And when I say we the only people, of course, there are people from other cultures, but we put this thing on the map. We put it on the map. It's this 3-letter entity in addition to this that we put on the map. B-E-T. Who the hell was supporting that? Us. Now, I'm going to say this about Bob Johnson. Bob Johnson, he foolishly dropped the ball on BET. But guess what? We need to be supporting myself. We need to be supporting Roland Martin. We need to be supporting Poetic Sands. We need to be supporting my little podcast. We need to be supporting Jungle Brother. We need to be supporting each other, because when we support each other, we become powerful. Now, I'm going to show you this snippet of this. Y'all already know. I'm not going to show you the video in its entirety, but if you want to see it in its entirety, I want you to support me, just like you're doing right now. www.enterthebench.com and watch this video in its entirety. I'll be back shortly. This is proof positive that we do support each other. The fact that my man Jay in here, he usually background listen, and he came in live and tapped in, is support. I'll be back in a second.
Spirits down. But today, on this video, we're going to have some fun. We're going to look at one of the most enjoyable experiences that a family can have in the Black community, and in fact, in any community. And that's taking a look at the Universal Circus. What better way to enjoy a day of fun than to visit the Universal Circus? The Universal Circus is a single-ring circus established in 1994 by Cedric Walker and Calvin Casual Cal Dupree, who had a vision of creating a circus with a large percentage of Black performers. And if you've ever visited the circus, Casual Cal was the ringmaster, and a great ringmaster he is and was. They began searching for people from all around the world with incredible talents. They were very successful in locating amazing acts from all over the world. It is headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia, the ATL. Cedric Walker is the founder and CEO of the Universal Circus. And let's not forget Zeke, a very integral part of the circus. Shout out to Zeke. The Universal Circus was founded in 1994. The history section of the official website states that we had the idea to present to a wide demographic of spectators.
Recruiting, training, and production began in 1993. The first performance.
Now, as you see, look, the Universe Soul Circus. If you're familiar with this, this is a black-owned circus, a black-run circus, a black-supported circus. Been around since 1994. That means 33 years. 33 years. And it's still going strong. It's still going strong. People still going to this thing today. But how in the hell that we need to support more? How is that around 30 years? But we need to support more. Help me out. Help me out. Because we do support Black things. The fact that you're watching this right now, if you have ever shared this program with anybody, have you ever reached out to me and said, if you even fake listen, come to this, grab the dot, move it to the end, don't watch a second of it, type in good show HRap and hit thumbs up, you just supported me and I appreciate it. But see, this is what I want you to understand. When people tell us, exactly. Thank you, Jay. See, that's what I'm saying. Do you see that? That's live support right there. I can't read all that because I ain't got my glasses on. My eyes watering. Please forgive me, y'all. When I'll be looking like I'll be watching my shows, lady. I'll be like, man, I'm retired, man. But anyway, this is what I want y'all to understand. We do this, man. Stop telling people, man, we need to support more. Everything can be improved. I can be improved. You know what? I could stop focusing on the camera more. But sometimes I'm looking all over the place, and because I'm remembering things that I wrote down. I'm checking out my notes. I could be better. So I'm not gonna tell you that we don't need to improve. Everything needs to be improved. But what we need to do is destroy that lie. Destroy that lie. You know how it looks like we don't support each other. As I said earlier in the show, as I said at the top of the show, I said we need to stop making the same thing. Guess what? Damn podcast. Every dummy with a microphone and a camera. I'm a podcaster. No, you're not. You're a dummy. Some disrespect. Yeah, I'm not no disrespect. Some disrespect. But I'm tongue in cheek saying it. But everybody don't need to sit in front of a computer and express themselves, because some of y'all have copped. But even with that being said, if everybody has a podcast, everybody ain't gonna be able to support you. See, what we don't realize is this, and I keep telling y'all this: 1/2 of 1%. Do you understand what 1/2 of 1% represents? 1/2 of 1% is a number that you need as an entrepreneur in America to make everything you do blow up. 1/2 of 1%. Why do I pick 1/2 of 1%? Because I want you to understand 1/2 of 1% is such a small number, and you think, hey man, I just see people need to be supporting me more. 1/2 of 1% of 40 million is 1 million people. It's 60 million Black people in this country. 1 million people. Just imagine if 1/2 of 1% of the population of America, even I got people all over the country, all over the world. Shout out to people who support, hit that like, hit that share, continue to support, please and thank you. 1/2 of 1% is 1 million. If I had 1 million people tap in to all my clips, all my episodes, guess what happens? Then I could bring you on and we could sell your t-shirts. And then we got 1 million people, 1/2 of 1%. We talking about 100K. Not even 100K. You talking about 10,000. Now, 10,000 people. 10,000 people buy your little watch your little podcast and watch your little and buy your little t-shirt. At $35 a piece or $25 a piece, you got 10,000 people buying it. What is that? That's $250,000. That's $250,000. Hypothetically speaking, since you buying it in bulk, you're gonna spend about $75,000 at $250,000. Now, which one of y'all can't survive off $125,000 a year? And that's just if you only sold it in a month. Let's just say you in July, you spoke 25,000 people bought a t-shirt. So that's $250,000 a month, $125,000 a month in your pocket. Which one of y'all can't survive off that? I mean, my math is wrong. That's $150,000 a month. Which one of y'all can't survive off that? Actually, $175,000. I'm moving too fast. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sounding like I'm 30% retired again. But what I want y'all to understand is we got to destroy this lie. Which one of y'all can't survive off that? Which one of y'all wouldn't reach out to me and say, yo, rap, I got another t-shirt, man. I need to come on. And you come on. And you think I wouldn't when I would? You come on, you present your new t-shirt. Now you got 2 t-shirts being sold on a regular basis. Or guess what? You come on and promote your little podcast. Hey, man, he doing good things over there. Like Big Mo right there. He doing his little podcast. You subscribe to that and you're going to get quality information. You're going to get quality entertainment. Or go to a Mixcloud and follow Big Mo on Mixcloud. Dopest music show I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not just saying that because that's my man. The man is original, it's creative, it's fun, it's interactive. And that's what we need to start over index. Who's doing that? There's a bunch of people on here, man. Be pro-black. There's a bunch of us on here doing that. There's a bunch of people doing sports podcasts. How many people doing pure entertainment, music, information? Talk about the history of music, talk about the newest music, talk about innovative things. How many people doing that? If any, not many. I haven't seen anybody, but you can go to Mixcloud and support my man Mo. See how easy it is. See how easy it is to destroy the lie. Jungle Brother, funny, innovative. He gon' look. The people that support Jungle Brother don't even realize that he promoting their show that's coming on 3 or 4 times a week. He actually pretending to diss them, but saying, yeah, it's garbage, trash. You need to tune in Sunday at this time. It's garbage, it's trash. I don't even like it. Come over there and diss it with me. And he's hurting people to a specific area of the internet. And guess what? It's 100 people in there going, hold it, this is okay. He tricking people. He's supported by tomfoolery. And not in a disrespectful way when I say tomfoolery, but he is using satirical attire to support other people. You see how innovative we are? But we need to support more. Yeah. Why you watch NBA TV with Shaq, Kenny, Ernie, and Charles? Because of Ernie? No, you don't. How did Roland Martin go from the Chicago Defender here, black newspaper, CNN? We was watching on CNN because do y'all watch CNN now that Roland Martin and all them black people ain't there? No. How many of y'all tuned in to MSNBC since our girl Joanne Reed left? None. And now we watching Joanne. She done got 1 million people view. She got 1 million views in a month. But we don't support. Stop letting other people tell you what the hell going on in your community, man. These kids bad. Yeah, some kids are bad. Some kids are damn fools. But 85 to 95% of our children are killing it. But you're going to let them show you videos of 15 damn fools. And then you're going to say 40 million families of children are stupid, which in essence makes you stupid. Because you're going to let somebody tell, how about this? Let's make it personal because this is what people love to do when you disagree with them. But what if it was your daughter? So, it's my daughter. I'm not going to be able to think anymore. No, it's my daughter. If she wrong, she wrong. How many of your nieces, nephews, and cousins? How many of them got damn fool children? Oh, no, not my family though. But I be seeing them. What about your homies, your girlfriend, or girlfriend, or significant other's children? Oh, they not acting a fool either. But everybody but the kids kin to you or in relation to you, they acting damn fools. See what I mean? See how stupid that sounds? Destroy these lies about our people, man. Everybody ain't gonna go PP, man. Inside joke. If you know, you know. But what I want you to understand, man, stop believing that we don't support. Michael Jordan is the #1 sneaker brand in the world because hip hop blessed him. At the time, well, nobody, EPMD, Public Enemy, Eazy-E, NWA, Dr. Dre, we were wearing those kicks. We were doing that. So as Phyllis just said, what if we'd have got behind buckshot at his gym shoe out of Brooklyn. What if we'd have did that? What if we do that? What if we would have got behind? No, we wouldn't. We still made somebody else money. We'd have got behind Jay-Z because he had Reebok behind his shoe. But you get the point. You get the point. We made Puffy $1 quadrillion dollars. That ain't even a number. Look. Puffy he was almost worth $1,000 million. That's $1 billion. Who the hell supported Jay-Z? Who made Jay-Z popular? Who made Beyonce popular? Destiny Child was an urban group, and now they're a worldwide entity. And now Beyonce is the queen. Yeah, what's the hottest song in the world at the beginning of the summer? Boots on the Ground and them damn fans. Who are making them damn fans? They rich as hell right now because we made Boots on the Ground pop. Because a young brother came out with a song and we jumped on it. So if every time we see somebody doing something, how many of y'all see somebody doing something and watch just because it's us? Exactly. Like my man Jay said, 50 Cent went left, but it's only one reason he was able to go left. Now, we have to be culturally intelligent and support people who we know gonna rock with us. How do we destroy the lie? This is what we do. All our cousins, our uncles, our friends and buddies who trying to be podcasters with their little podcast. Get behind them if they doing quality work. All our homies, homegirls who doing things out of it, get behind them. But you also have to tell them, hey man, we gonna need you when we blow up. We gonna need you when we blow up. Exactly. It's the bootleg man. Rich as hell. I personally know a bootleg dude. When I first met him, he was driving a box Chevy. By the time I stopped dealing with him, he was driving a Jaguar. Wasn't nobody coming in that bank. It wasn't nobody from outside buying that. We were buying it. See, we do over-index on things. What's that dude name? I think it's Knowledge something on TikTok and on YouTube. Can't think of Knowledge something. Dude, funny, he entertaining, educating, and engaging. We support him. It's a heavyset white dude. We support that dude. See, we do support. But what is it that we support? Your nephew, your cousin, your brother, they want to be NBA players. Whisper in your ear, you chasing 400 jobs, jackass. Jackass, you chasing. So what you gonna do is you and 10 of your buddies from around this country, because you've been traveling to AAU ball, y'all gonna come together and make a grocery store. And then you're gonna put a grocery store in each one of y'all towns. And then y'all gonna order in as a group. And then they're gonna go out. Guess what? Now you got a black national grocery store chain. And then you got Shaq, you got Shaq, you got LeBron, you got Jordan, and whoever else is super rich from basketball. What y'all gonna do is come together and create, instead of doing the general, you're gonna have the colonel, and you're gonna have your own insurance company and an underwriter. And then we all flock to them. And inside of 5 years, they don't need an underwriter. And guess who people get loans from? Not bank. Rich people don't borrow from banks. They borrow from insurance companies because insurance companies got money on hand. If you don't agree, if you don't believe me, watch that movie Casino. Find out where they got that money from. What I want you to do is, it's enough money circulating through our community to make things happen. But we're not focused. It's not that we don't support. My man BS3 right here. Me and him about to come on and oops, I've been running my mouth too long. We on in 1 minute. But watch how dope I am. I need y'all to stay on this network. You're gonna get a notification in a couple minutes, and me and Ben gonna be on that rocket. I need y'all to support again. This is what I need you to do. We got this. But stop. Let's go over let's cover the things that we covered tonight. The first thing, the lie. We don't support. We're gonna destroy that lie. What else are we gonna do? We're gonna stop foolishly repeating the lie. And third, and most importantly, as we continue to grow and support, we will continue to grow and support and not allow people to destroy our confidence in ourselves. With that being said, I'll be back on air in about 6 minutes. Me, Big and Dougie Fresh, because we back in 6 minutes. Thank you for tapping in. This your man HRap, 2 fingers, 1 word, and I am. And y'all never gonna hear me say the words I am.
I often put it this way. In order for us to be in the state that we are in today as people, we have to be out of our minds. We literally have to be crazy. It is necessary for us to be crazy. It is necessary for us to be backwards. It is necessary for us to be maladjusted. It is necessary for us to be disunited. It is necessary for us to be self-hating. It is necessary for us to be filled with an inferiority complex. In a world where the European is essentially about 10% of the world's population, if that 10% is to continue to rule over the other 90%, it must keep that 90% out of its mind. It must keep that 90% in a state of deception. It must keep